Ribal, thanks very much for joining us. And I just want to get the connection between you and Bashar al Assad together. Your father, Rafat al Assad, his father, Hafez al Assad, the former leader of Syria, they were brothers, but your family fled when you were a little boy. Tell us what happened.
Yes, well, thank you very much for having me. Actually, from what I remember, of course, is that my father had to leave Syria because there was a lot of argument going on inside the Ba'ath Party, also between my father and the president. As you know, my father set up the first Arabic magazine calling for democracy in Syria and all the Middle East in 1967. It was called Al-Fursan. And he started, fighting against President Assad and his supporters in the Ba'ath Party. He won in the first, regional Congress. He won most support in the National Congress also for the Ba'ath Party. He was named president of the highest court in the Ba'ath Party. And this is what has brought, pushed the president for not calling for any more national Congress, which is the highest authority in the Ba'ath Party.
I just want to be precise. I just want to be precise, though. Did your father fear that his own brother, Hafez al Assad, the leader of Syria, was about to kill him?
Yes, of course. They actually, former Defense Minister Mustafa Tlass has wrote about it in his book in 2002-2003, saying that there was a plot to assassinate my father, and actually, former Defense Minister Mustafa Tlass was supposed to head that plot by inviting my father to lunch and then arresting him, and if he would have, resisted, that they should have killed him.
So you've had absolutely no connection with your first cousin, Bashar al Assad, over all of these years. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Actually, there was just an argument I had with him in 1994, and following that, 2 weeks later, when I was leaving to study in Boston, they tried to assassinate me at the Damascus International Airport, under the Austrian Airlines. And, fortunately, my father came and my family, came with me to the airport. When the officers saw my father, this has stopped their plan. But I was arrested and then released a bit later when my father has called and threatened the president that, if I was not brought back home, that there would be consequences. And then next day, I fled to Boston.
Do you believe he is ruthless enough to have ordered the use of chemical weapons, sarin gas, to kill all those civilians in Syria?
Honestly, Wolf, I don't think at all. That's, a complete different issue. I think that, I don't think that someone, neither Bashar or I don't think that it's even in the regime's interest at that time precisely to have ordered such an attack, because as you know, they were gaining grounds in their attack in Damascus, in Homs, in other areas. Also, it happened just 3 days after the arrivals of the United Nations investigation team who arrived on Sunday night, and this happened on Wednesday. And also we have to know that both sides of this conflict have the capabilities of such attacks.
Just to be precise, you don't want the United States to provide arms to the opposition, to the rebels. Is that right?
Yes, of course, I'm right, because we don't know who they are. We always have to look at who we are arming, who's on the other side. It's perfect that we want to get rid of this dictatorship. Of course, all of Syrians want that, from all, the communities in Syria, from all the minorities. But we want a genuine democracy. We don't want to replace a dictatorship with a theocracy. We don't want to see what went on in Iran over 30 years ago to happen in Syria. We don't want to see what went on in Egypt to happen in Syria.
Obviously, your bottom line is you may despise the dictatorship, as you call it, in Damascus, led by your first cousin Bashar al Assad, but you certainly don't trust the rebels, the opposition fighters who are trying to remove him. We're going to continue this conversation, Ribal. Thanks very much for joining us, Ribal al Assad.